Did your experience with your adoptive mom, is this what inspired you to create this business?
Yes, a lot. Because I really loved how she always encouraged me to give myself time, to not let the pressure affect me too much. Because if you feel too much pressure to do something, then you don't do it with joy anymore. And Judaism, that's also something that she lives a lot in her family, is you find connection to God by living everything with joy. And if you do it with pressure, then this is not the point.
I don't know who said it, but in Judaism we say it's a mitzvah to be happy, a good deed to be happy. So as you were converting and you were learning all these new things, I mean, there's always something new to learn with Judaism for sure. Was there anything that you were able to relate to who you are before you even discovered Judaism? Like, was there something you always found yourself doing? Like, you know, we say a blessing before we drink something. We say Modani in the morning to thank God for waking up. Was there anything?
So what I really liked and what I found that I already did it before is finding God in every single detail. And that's something that I learned in the Midrashah, that even every single letter of the Torah is there on purpose. And that's how I see the world as well. And that's how I've always seen the world, that I see every single situation, every single word, every single thing is from Hashem and is there for a meaning or for a purpose.
Wow.
And that's something that is pretty much how Judaism sees the world, right? And the fact of giving, not only giving tzedakah, so charity, but also giving for others, any help, any assistance, and you get double back. And this is something that I've always lived, and this is true. Like, this is also like a mitzvah to give, and the rule is that you get double back, and it's really like this in life, and this has always been like that in my life.
So it's really funny you say that. I'm gonna quote someone. There's a gentleman who does a lot of teachings on Judaism, and he's very, very knowledgeable. His name is Steve Eisenberg. And I once went to a shiur. I once went to hear him speak, and he spoke about what you just said, giving. And the Hebrew word natan, give, latate is to give, but natan, if you want to say give, it's nun tav nun sofit. And if you want to just say in English, you just say spelled, let's say N-A-T-A-N. But the point is that natan is spelled the same way forwards and backwards, because when you give, you get back. And so you just reminded me of that, and I think about that a lot, and I love what you said, that you get double back. Yeah. I really like that a lot.
It's true. I experienced that a lot. I help someone, and it always comes back double the next day.
So let me ask you, is that also what inspired you to create the business that you have, where you help guide converts because you're giving back?
Yes. So it all started with an Instagram account where I shared my passion for Judaism, because I just loved to take photographs of Jewish items or me in front of a synagogue. But then more and more people asked me for advice about converting in Israel or conversion in general, and I helped them through my whole process to provide them as much knowledge as I could and as many advices as possible. So that's how I started helping them. And only after I finished my conversion, I turned this help that I gave during all those 2 years into a business, because I realized I need to earn money, otherwise I can't help so much anymore, and I need to start a different job.
Yeah. So you said that you love photographing Jewish items. What's one of your favorite Jewish items that you love to photograph?
Definitely synagogues. If you check out my website or my Instagram account, you see that I have been visiting at least 100 synagogues, and I take pictures of the synagogues from inside and outside.
Wow, 100 synagogues throughout Israel?
No, all over the world. So my goal is to visit every synagogue in the world and take pictures of it.
Your goal is to visit every synagogue in the world?
Yeah.
Wow. So
take pictures of the synagogues, and that's what I'm known for online.
So do you know exactly how many you've taken do you know exactly how many synagogues you've taken pictures of so far?
100 maybe.
That's it? No, I'm kidding. 100. Wow. Okay, so
to go. But listen, right now, I also, like, now in Corona times, I can't travel a lot, but I also visit all the synagogues around.
So far, In your opinion, what's one of the most beautiful synagogues that you visited?
I think in Israel, definitely in Tzfat, the synagogues in Tzfat, in the north of the country. In Europe, in Rome, the synagogue is really impressive and huge. And in Krakow, in Poland, that's a wonderful Jewish quarter with a lot of synagogues, so a lot of history and culture. That was amazing. And
Yeah,
I also
that's something I saw on one of your pages, I think. Like there's a
exactly.
whole Jewish quarter in Poland.
Yeah, it is
I never
really
knew that. When you visited the Jewish quarter, were you already Jewish? Were you in the process of converting?
no, not yet. It was between my first vacation to Israel and the beginning of my conversion.
Wow, so you really do travel a lot because in between you made a trip to Poland.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. Okay. All right, so I want to get back to something. You said your family was a little concerned at first with you moving to Israel because they were afraid if it might have not been the safest place to live. And as I'm sure now they learned, as we know, the media likes to make it seem as if Israel is not a safe place, and it's totally the opposite. What did your parents think of Israel? Can you tell us a bit about their experience there?
Yeah, so they came to visit me and they loved it. They loved how friendly the people welcomed my parents and how they made them feel at home. And I also took my parents to a Shabbat dinner to show them how Jewish life feels like. My parents love the country and that it has so many different things like mountains, sea, the Dead Sea, desert, and then they were just impressed.
Really? Did they try gefilte fish also?
No.
They didn't. You're just saving it for yourself, that's why. Okay, so that's really nice. And after they visited, they felt more comfortable with you living there?
Yes, definitely. Now they feel very comfortable with me living there.
That's great. All right. So first of all, the thing that I should have said in the very beginning of this conversation, which I'm going to say now, is Mazal Tov, because when did you become Jewish?
In February